Scuderia Ferrari's updates are set to continue, with a new aerodynamic package planned for the Formula One United States Grand Prix, which will take place at the 5.513-kilometer Circuit of the Americas in Austin on Sunday, October 20th. The Maranello team leaves Singapore feeling bitter but also with some certainties. The race pace shown by Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz would almost certainly have secured a podium if the performance on Saturday in qualifying had gone differently. Now the focus is on Austin, but also on establishing a clear development direction for the 2025 Formula One World Championship. Ferrari is restarting from Marina Bay, where the SF-24 certainly shone. The track was favorable to the characteristics of the car, without a doubt, but the performance is still promising. Once both drivers freed themselves from the DRS trains that blocked them in the early part of the race, they were able to maintain a race pace comparable to the McLaren single-seater in the second stint. If McLaren remains the car to beat, and will be even more so at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, where a close duel with Red Bull is expected given the track characteristics, the Maranello technicians are not wasting time. An additional aerodynamic package will arrive on the SF-24 car in Texas, which was confirmed by Ferrari team principal Frederic Vasseur in an interview at the end of the Marina Bay race last weekend. This will be one of the final evolutionary steps for the SF-24, following the new front wing introduced in Singapore. Ferrari's team principal mentioned during the press conference that the team had already begun developing next year's car. The French manager added that they would try to introduce some small updates for the upcoming race, noting that these are likely the last updates for all teams. He emphasized that with the close competition seen in the last 6 races, even minor components could make a significant difference. What the new Ferrari aerodynamic package will touch upon is still unclear. It could involve tweaks to the car's engine cover, with further micro-aerodynamic interventions. Important developments are also in view of next Formula One season, where many solutions will certainly be reused. After a somewhat disappointing weekend marked with complex elements between drivers and the press office, Ferrari therefore seeks redemption in the next round of the 2024 Formula One Championship, the United States Grand Prix in Austin. The Texas track is the opposite of Marina Bay, featuring fast corners, long turns, and straightaways that unleash engine power. Despite the atypical Singapore circuit, the analysis shows that the SF-24 changes not only aerodynamically but also mechanically. Ferrari arrived in Singapore with a new front wing specification that increased local downforce. New flaps 3 and 4 and a different airflow management formed the basis of this new specification. The most significant change occurred at the junction between the wing profiles and end plates. Here, Ferrari's engineers drew inspiration from McLaren, adding vorticators to enhance outwash beyond the front wheels. This also benefits aerodynamic penetration by simulating a sort of shield for the front wheels. Among other modifications, a different design of the carbon fiber layers was expected. This led to a different and more controlled flexing of the wing elements. As could be seen in various onboard videos from the SF-24, flaps 3 and 4 rotate around their pivot more limitedly compared to what is seen on the McLaren. It's an objective still to be achieved, but the work done in Maranello is heading in the right direction. Furthermore, Ferrari's new wing, like McLaren's, exhibits unusual flexing. Besides transverse flexing, the wing also rotates around its longitudinal axis, affecting all incident airflow, especially at the ends, which must be finely controlled. What was seen in the Singapore Grand Prix was a Ferrari capable of maintaining an excellent race pace on medium and hard tires. However, this was undermined by the starting position, which forced the two drivers to endure numerous DRS trains. Thanks to excellent tire management in the first stint, Charles Leclerc managed to cover more than half the race, 36 laps, without ever having clean air in front of him. After switching to hard tires, the Monegasque driver began a highly competitive recovery, achieving the best second stint of the entire field. What's even more interesting is the transition between corners 16, 17, and 18, 19. The final sector's corners are the only ones that can indicate the performance level we might find at upcoming tracks. Telemetry analysis reveals a Ferrari with plenty of grip and traction, even in the final parts of the circuit. Charles Leclerc navigated the 16-17 transition with a significantly higher throttle percentage compared to Norris. Data from both drivers' fastest laps show Charles Leclerc at 56/57% throttle versus 17/18% for Lando Norris at the same point. Even more intriguing is the approach to corner 18, a left-hand turn followed by 19 that leads onto the main straight. Taken at a minimum speed peak of about 190 kilometers per hour, it becomes a noteworthy passage. This is due to the setup required for a track like Singapore, where the suspension is soft to handle the bumps of the track surface. While this could have triggered annoying bouncing during cornering, it did not occur. This is thanks, of course, to the new floor that creates an effective aerodynamic seal, combined with something new beneath the surface. Like Mercedes, Scuderia Ferrari seems to have modified the third mechanical element to keep the car's platform as flat as possible. Further confirmations are needed at upcoming tracks, such as Circuit of the Americas in Austin, but especially Losail, to determine if this intervention offers hope for the future, especially in view of the 2025 Formula One Championship.